Florida rattled by the immigration raids this past weekend. And tonight, loved ones of undocumented immigrants say they are fearful for the future.
CBS News Miami's Joan Murray joins us live from Miramar. And Joan, you spoke to people who say they have not been able to contact their loved ones in a while?
Yeah, it's a very unsettling situation here. All day long, people have been coming in to get information on their immigration status. You're going to hear from one woman who is still waiting to hear what happened to her husband. But in the meantime, we can tell you that several people were detained in South Florida over the weekend, and some were brought here to this immigration center in Miramar. We have been trying to find out exactly what has happened to them. We have put in several requests to find out their status. We have not heard back. We have also not learned exactly how many people altogether in the past week have been taken into custody and whether anyone has been flown back to their native land. So all these questions have now been put to the immigration officials in Washington. That is where we are told our requests have been sent. In the meantime, I've also been checking to find out what about children of undocumented immigrants. And finally, today, I got some clarification from the Broward School District.
Porque todo es incierto.
Laura Garcia said she and her husband arrived from Cuba 4 days ago and are seeking asylum. He went into the immigration office, but after several hours, there was no sign of him. She says she's worried about what may happen, especially after South Florida raids over the weekend.
She already had a court date. She was good. Everything's good. He just came in and snatched her.
This man said his wife from Venezuela was taken into custody during a raid in the Miami neighborhood of Brownsville over the weekend, and that 2 construction workers were also rounded up.
I think what's changed is, again, that President Trump got here this time not only with a strong mandate to do what he said he's going to do, but unlike the first time, he now also understands, and you can see it, the importance of putting his people in there immediately, to get the agenda done immediately.
President Trump has said agents can go into schools and churches to enforce immigration laws. We've gotten a copy of a memo from the Broward superintendent to principals. It reads in part, student records are protected under the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, and that if there are any questions, they should seek guidance from the General Counsel. So based on that memo, it appears, at least in the Broward School District, that they have some policy in place should immigration agents come to a school that they will offer some protection to students. Now, we were also checking about this concept of due process, since under the Constitution, residents are granted due process under the law. And I just heard back from an immigration attorney who clarified that for me. And they basically said that undocumented immigrants do have the same constitutional rights, due process, search and seizure as citizens. The Constitution reads person and not citizen. So that basically is saying that any person is guaranteed due process under the law. So a continuing, evolving story, and we'll continue to follow it. We are reporting live right now from Miramar. Joan Murray, CBS News, Miami.
This past weekend, ICE rounded up a whole bunch of illegal immigrants in Miami, Florida. As you can see, Trump is not playing. He's keeping his campaign promises. Like he said during his campaign, he's going to deport every illegal immigrant, send them back to their country. And he is so far keeping that campaign promise. This is going to be the new norm. They're being very aggressive in getting they're being very aggressive in pursuing illegal immigrants. They're sending a message that if you're thinking about coming to this country, don't come. They close the borders pretty much. You can't. And Trump's sending the military down there to the borders. They send extra troops, extra border patrol officers. So the message is loud and clear. And even for a city like Miami, which is full of immigrants from Cubans, Venezuelans, Jamaicans, Haitians, it's going to be tough, especially with this woman here. Her husband went into the immigration office and hasn't come out. So who knows, maybe he was detained. But this is probably for the first time in my lifetime I've seen a president um, uh, this strong on immigration. It's always been a topic that people talk about, but I've never seen a president this aggressive in deporting illegal immigrants. So this is going to be the new norm. Miami went through it. It's going to be some more cities that's going to go through this. Also, ICE are rounding them up and holding them, are arresting them and ready to deport. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. And I'll see you in the next video. Yay, yay.